Hello students, today we'll study how to find the complete solution of a linear differential equation of higher order with constant coefficient if the right hand side function qx is the product of two or more functions. So first we take if qx is the product of exponential function and some other function of x, and exponential function is of the type e raised to the power ax. So if you have qx of this type, then first we separate this exponential function, and by separating this we take it out of this this operator 1 by fd. We take it out and replace d by d plus a. Okay, so let's see. Here we have a question. Solve this differential equation. Now as usual we have to find the complementary function of this and particular integral. So for complementary function, auxiliary equation is m square minus 2m plus 4 is equal to 0. So now this is quadratic equation. After solving this you will have two values of m, plus 1 plus minus iota root 3. So the complementary function is e raised to the power x, real part because real part is x, 1, multiply by c1 cos root 3x plus c2 sin root 3x. Okay, now we calculate the particular integral. Particular integral is 1 over fd operating on the right hand side function, that is e raised to the power x cos x. So as in the above I have told you, first we take it out, exponential function. So I write e raised to the power x, and then we replace d by d plus 1 in fd. So here it was d square, so now I write d plus 1 square minus 2d in place of d I write d plus 1 plus 4. Okay, and operating on cos x. Now we simplify this denominator and we get the denominator is nothing but d square plus 3. And you have already learned if we have cos ax or sin ax, then we replace d square by minus a square. So here a is 1, so we replace d square by minus a square means minus 1. So in place of d square we have to write minus 1, so denominator will become 2. So the particular integral is e raised to the power x cos x divided by 2. And now the complete solution is the sum of complementary function and particular integral. So this is the complementary function and plus the particular integral. Now another case is if qx is the product of x into v. V is again some function of x. So here there may be x square, x to the power m, but first we are taking only x. So qx is x into v. So now in that case the particular integral becomes 1 over fd operating on xv, and you have to remember this formula. So how to calculate this particular integral? This is 1 over fd, xv is x 1 by fd operating on v minus f dash d over fd whole square operating on v. Or you may write it as x into 1 over fd operating on v plus the ordinary derivative of 1 over fd with respect to d operating on v. You may use this formula or this. From both the formulas you will get the same result. So let's see how this works. So we take a question, solve d square plus 2d plus 1 operating on y is equal to x cos x. So as usual first we write the auxiliary equation, and this auxiliary equation will give you two values of m, minus 1 and corresponding, so these two values are real and equal. So corresponding to these two values we have the complementary function as c1 plus c2x multiplied by e raised to the power minus x. Now we calculate the particular integral. Particular integral is 1 over fd. Fd is d square plus 2d plus 1 operating on x cos x. So the formula was x 1 by fd operating on v minus f dash d. So this is fd is d square plus 2d plus 1. So this is f dash d, the derivative of d square plus 2d plus 1 with respect to d, and this is fd whole square operating on v. V is cos x. So x 1 over, so here we have cos ax. So we replace d square by minus a square. Minus a square means minus 1. So we replace d square by minus 1. So here we get x 1 over, in place of d square I write minus 1 plus 2d plus 1 operating on cos x, minus 2 I take common, d plus 1 is left, and this by the same argument again we replace d square by minus 1 because a is 1 here, cos ax. So replace d square by minus a square, that means 1. So minus 1 plus 2d plus 1 whole square operating on cos x. So minus 1 and 1 will be cancelled here and here also. So we are left with x 1 by 2d cos x minus again these two will be cancelled. So 1 2 will be cancelled from the numerator as well as from the denominator. So d plus 1 over 2d square operating on cos x. So now we have 1 by d means the integration of cos x. So integration of cos x means sin x minus d plus 1 2, again in place of d square we write minus a square. So minus a square means minus 1 cos x as it is equal to x by 2 sin x plus, it is minus will be cancelled, then plus 1 by 2 d plus 1 operating on cos x. So now this term as it is plus 1 by 2 d cos x means derivative of cos x, that is nothing but minus sin x plus cos x. So now this is the particular integral, and the complete solution is nothing but the sum of complementary function and the particular integral. Now let us take one more question. Solve d square plus 1 whole square operating on y is equal to x square cos x. So here we have not only xv, in fact we have here x square v. So if you have if x the power of x is more than 1, then you have two choices. Either you can repeat the same formula which we have used in the previous question, or there is one more method, and in fact that is easier method. So we solve this problem by that method. So let's see. The auxiliary equation for this problem is again m square plus 1 whole square is equal to 0. So there are two equal roots, m square plus 1 is 0, m square plus 1 is 0. So the two equal roots are m is equal to plus minus iota, m is equal to plus minus iota. So the complementary function, there are two equal and complex roots with real part as 0. So the complementary function is c1 plus c2x cos x plus c2 plus c3 plus c4x multiplied by sin x. Now we calculate the particular integral part. So for the particular integral part, we are not using the method or the formula of xv. We use different method. So in place of cos x can be written as real part of e raised to the power iota x, because e raised to the power iota x is nothing but cos x plus iota sin x. So because cos x is here, so this can be written as real part of x square e raised to the power iota x. In place of cos x, if sin x, if in place of cos x sin x is there, then we write the imaginary part of x square e raised to the power iota x. But cos x is there, so we use only the we need only the real part of 1 over d square plus 1 whole square x square e raised to the power iota x. Okay, so now we have the first case of this video lecture, that was e raised to the power ax multiplied by v. So now v is what? X square, and a is what? Iota. So first we take this exponential part out of this part, 1 over fd. So take it out and replace d by d plus a. A means iota. So replace d by d plus iota. So it is d plus iota whole square plus 1 whole square operating on x square. So we use the formula, simplify this thing. So we have d square plus 2 iota d whole square operating on x square. So 2 iota d whole square can be taken common from this bracket, and in this bracket there what is left? 1 plus d by 2 iota whole square. Because this part I have taken this part common, so 1 is left there, and here I have d over 2 iota whole square operating on x square. So now this is just simplification. Real part of e raised to the power iota x, 1 over 4 iota square means minus 1 d square, and this here the square is in the denominator, so we write it as 1 plus d by 2 iota whole to the power minus 2 x operating on x square. So here we use the expansion of 1 plus x to the power minus n. So here we are using the expansion. So simplifying all the terms of these expansions, so we have this infinite series. So now you can see we are operating this expansion to x square. So it means what? When we differentiate, d means derivative. When we differentiate x square, then the first derivative can exist, second derivative can exist, second derivative of x square. But second derivative onwards, I mean third derivative, fourth derivative, they are all 0. So we write only the first 3 terms of this expansion. We don't write rest of the terms because they will not be giving any contribution. So real part of e raised to the power iota x, 1 over minus 4d square, this operating on x square. So now we operate x square, operate this operator to x square. So x square plus iota derivative of x square. Derivative of x means x square means 2x minus 3 by 4 derivative of second derivative of x square means 2. So minus 3 by 2 is left. And now 1 by d square means double integral of this. So here first we integrate once and another. Once again we have to integrate this part. So now this is the double integration of this thing. So now we need real part of this. So minus 4 is in the denominator. E raised to the power iota x means cos x plus iota sin x. And here these are the 2 real terms, real parts, and this x cube by 3 is the imaginary part. So how to get the real part of their product? So for the real part, how to get the real part? So first we multiply the real part of first bracket and the real part of second bracket, means these 2 terms, and secondly the imaginary part of this multiply by imaginary part of this bracket. Okay, so this way you can find this is a particular integral, and what will be the complete solution? The complete solution of this problem will be nothing but the complementary function plus particular integral. So the complementary function we have already calculated for this problem, and this is the particular integral. So their sum will give you the required complete solution. So if here in this lecture we have studied, if the right hand side qx is the product of 2 functions, then how to find the particular integral. But Similarly, if the right hand side function qx is the product of three functions, not two, product of three functions of the form, the one of them is exponential function of the type e raised to the power ax, another one is polynomial, and the third one is trigonometric function of the type cos ax sin ax, then first we separate exponential function and when we separate exponential function and then we replace d by d plus a. So after separating exponential function, you will be left with only two functions, polynomial and trigonometric functions. So and in this last two problems, I hope you have understood how to continue. Okay, so now there is one more method, that is journal method, to solve the linear differential equation of higher order with constant coefficients, and that method we will study in the next video lecture.